It's another K-Town beat.
YouTube, it's your boy, Mr. Outliner. I'm back and I'm getting busy in this 2020, you heard me? Anyway, look here. I'm going to do a drop fade on this straight hair. I'm starting off the new year with the drop fade. You know, everybody got their signature cut. I'm trying to work on my cuts with straight hair. So I'm a flood your subscription page with straight haircuts. You know what I mean? That's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, so this I'm gonna approach it a little differently than I normally do my drop fades, and I'm gonna take the top down first. So I'm gonna use a 3-guard open. Now take the hair down all over, and then after I get the bulk down and the hair to the length where you want it, you can control it. Then you can start the process of making guidelines and fading. After we get it down to the length that we want to take our trimmers. I'm using my detailer, Cordless detailer LIs. I like to use those to bald out with, especially on straight hair. It's easy, it comes off easy. You see what I'm doing? I'm using a little bit of effort and it's just cutting like a lawnmower. So anyway, so I'm making my first guideline with my trimmer all the way around the head, and you want to get off as much hair as you can. Then after that, you want to take whatever shaver you use. This is the Babyliss shaver that I'm using. Andis have one. Wahl has one. You have the Braun 9 series. Just whatever shaver you want to use to get it that much cleaner underneath after you use the trimmer. Do the same thing all the way around the head and then get ready to start your next guideline. Now, after you did all that, you're getting ready to make your second guideline. And what you want to do, you want to go up just a little bit above the first guideline, like half an inch maybe, and you just work your way all the way around the head. Now, a lot of times on other videos I've did only one side of the head to show you, but it's really better if you work around the entire head. That way you can keep everything congruent, like you can keep everything balanced in the same level, in same height, even. You know, that's the thing that you want to do. You want to make sure everything is even. Once you've done that, the next thing you want to do is take a 1-guard, you see, and have it just partially open. Now, the second guideline that we made just hit just that guideline. You just want to bring it up just a little bit more. You actually trying to take that line away without going up too high. With a drop fade, you want to keep everything low as possible, and the reason why I made the guideline dip towards the back and low from the front, dip in the back, is because that's giving you the illusion, the look that you want to have a drop fade. The drop fade consists of that. So take out the next guideline that you made previously with this 1-guard barely open. The next step would be to take that same 1-guard. Now you want to open it all the way, and you want to hit that line that you the line that you tried to knock out and made another line with. You want to take that 1-guard open and attack that line. Now remember, just stay on the line. Do not go too high above the line. Actually, you just want to be on that line directly. Because remember, you want to keep the drop fade drop. You don't want to bring it up too high. If you bring it up too high, it becomes something else. You get into a mid fade, you get into a high fade. But it's also different ways to do these drop fades. Some people like it really drop really low. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's up to you. You decide how you want it. But this is the process, and where you create your first guideline and second guidelines are going to determine where the fade is going to end up sitting. So right here, I take the 1.5, right, and I go open, because I already know that I use the 3 on top. So I know between this 1.5, the next guard I'm gonna have to use after this is 2, and I'm still staying on the line. You know, the thick part. You know, where the bulk area is. Those guidelines that we made, and we just trying to really knock that out. We want everything to blend smoothly, and you know, you just work your way around the head, and you see if you work your way around the head, everything stays even, everything stays neat. So in 2020, I'm trying to give y'all, you know, the real deal, easy way to fade, to learn. It might take me a little bit. You know, I'm working with this camera, but I'm a full year in now, so I kind of got an idea of what I want to do to get my point across, to help you even be even better at, you know, what I was already showing, or for new subscribers, just to make it even easier for them to understand how to fade. You know, because I feel like if the barber community is better, we all can be better, because that's gonna help us, you know, with prices. You know, the lifestyle of a barber can increase if all barbers are good, and people know that, hey, you have to pay for quality, you know, and once you know, perfect your craft. And you see, I'm still saying about this line, and I'm gonna use a 2 guard here just to try to knock it down. Now, sometimes when you're using, you know, a set process, a set form, you know, the way that I use it all the way around the head, sometimes it doesn't come out exactly right, and that's okay. That's where you come in and you detail the fade to fit everything, you know, the process. So you see it's a little thick in certain areas, but that's okay. I'll come back later in the video and show you that I realized that and I cleaned it up even more. But the goal is to keep, you know, the same thing, repeat the same steps, process every time for every cut, and you'll get a more uniform cut that way. And like I said, because hair textures are different on each side of the head, sometimes the process, the steps might not make it a smooth transition all the time. So that's where you go into detail. Now look at my thumb. You see I'm using my thumb to lift the scalp, part of the scalp, so I can get in those creases, and I'm using just the corner of the blade right here. And right here I took my 1 guard, and I always go open to close in this case, because I want to see what it's going to do. I don't know exactly how the hair is going to react to what I'm doing when I'm using this method, so I always go open to close, right? I suggest that you do the same. So once you do that and you see how much is cutting off or not cutting off, you adjust your lever to fit, right? And you work your way down. I go from 1, I'm going to use the half guard, and then I'm going to go all the way to no guard. But you work it all the way out. So I'm just showing you on this side. Now that I worked my way all the way around the head, and I pretty much got everything even, I can work on this side of the head and show you exactly what's going on. Now I'm using the corner of the blade. Like I said, I'm using my thumb to stretch the skin. Look at that. I'm using the corner of the blade until I get all the bulk, the dark areas that I don't like, all the way until I get that right. On the back side, we do the exact same thing. We just work our way, still using my thumb to stretch the skin, still using the corner of the blade. This is how you detail the fade, you know, because you used all the steps, and now once all the steps are done, this is your finishing touches. This is what give it the professional look, you know what I mean? So this is where you take your time and really hone in on what you need to do. And you know, you just, like I say, you continuously work your way all the way around the head until you get to the other side, and then, you know, you keep repeating the process. Once you do that, you come back. I got the half guard now. For those in between places, I could probably use no guard and achieve this same look, but to play it safe, to make sure that everything, comes out smooth, I use the half guard, and for teaching purposes, you want to go through all the steps. So I'm using the half guard here because it can help you. It can help be a better smooth transition. Now you see I'm still using the same method, stretching the skin, and you see when I let his hair go after I stretch it, I seen on this side that it's still a little dark in certain places. I'll come back to it again like I told you before at the end of the video, but you see how the fade is actually coming out. Now after you do that all the way around the head, you come with no guard and you knock that line out. Now here, after we use the half guard is done. We're done with that. We come back with no guard, and I probably go like halfway. I just want to see how the fade, how much hair is taken off, and I'm still using the corner of the blade, still stretching the skin, and you adjust the lever to knock the line out as much as possible. Now these are I have these set 0 gap. These are the Wahl Magic Clip Metal Edition. Right, I have these 0 gap, so I'm using the corner of the blade. You see what I'm doing? I was still stretching the skin in certain areas, and you just diligently work your way through the haircut, through this stage until the line is gone, almost invisible. Now keep in mind that sometimes whatever you put the line in with, sometimes you need that same tool to remove the line that's there, right? In this case, I used the Wahl detailer in order to make my first guideline. So you see the little light line there. I mean, is very faint, it's very light, so I see it. I see that my magic clip is not removing it all the way like I wanted to. So I come back right now with the detailer, stretch the skin, still use the corner of the blade, and it'll knock the line out. On this side, we're going to repeat the same process. Half guard, no guard to the Wahl detailers, clean it up, get them ready for the edge up. Right here is where I was telling you I didn't like the dark area right there. So what I did was I came back with the 1.5 open and worked my way down to the 1 guard until I like what I saw. So that's what I was telling you. Sometimes when you're doing the steps, the process, everything don't come out exactly right. Step back, look at it, but still go back into that same process that you've been using and just use a little bit more effort to get the look that you want. And then after that, you can go into the next part of the haircut. But this is what I was talking about earlier, where I came back and I fixed it. On the back, we do the exact same thing, and we just smooth it out, make sure everything is good. Remember not to go up too high, keep everything the same. Now after we get that ready, now it's time for the edge up. Now that we got everything done with the fade, we want to get the edge up right. You see it's, one side is high, one side is low always. I like to use spritz to make the hair lay down. You see what I'm doing here. Make sure I comb it in, make sure it's dry. I like to use spritz because it makes the hair stay in place. Also makes it very dry. So that's good for your trimmers. Now you can start from the high side, the middle. There's a lot of different ways to do it. A lot of people like to just start directly from the middle. I pick a side and I go with it. So that's what I did here. So I'm kind of just working my way over, trying to get a guideline to say, so I know how to come across on one side to the other. But that's what I'm doing here. I'm just creating that line, getting them together, coming over here to the corner and making sure everything is right. And with the side, you don't want to push them back, so you keeping everything natural. And I'll fill that in with the hair fibers that I use. I'll show you the hair fibers that I use. I'll leave a link in the description where you can get some. You can get a sample for free, or you can buy with a discounted code that I use. I like them because they're all natural, right? Anyway, so you see that we keeping everything natural, right? So, and that's, when I started the first guideline, it helped me make that curve because I left it dark right around the edges, so the curve can happen. So that's what we got right here. Now we did one side and we'll go to the other side. And what you want to do is just pick back up from the middle and work your way over. Now, I like to use the mirror a lot so I can see everything better. But for video purposes, I'm trying to do it without looking at the mirror so much, because I still want you to see exactly what I'm doing. But if you need help with your lineups, use the mirror because it'll tell you exactly where the hair is off. The mirror doesn't lie. It's like a picture. It's like a camera. It tells the truth, right? So now on this side, we do the exact same thing. We keep it all natural. We don't push anything back. This is his natural hair. You see what I'm doing? I'm just using it, trying to get that curved look to give it even more of a drop feel. So I'm taking my time. I'm just prepping the lineup, getting everything ready before I use the enhancements, the hair fiber. Now, the hair fiber that I use is Gofybr. It's all natural. This is the black that I'm using on his hair because his hair is dark. Now, they have like 8 different colors. They have black brown, dark brown, the darkest brown, gray. They have 8 colors. And I use a hair atomizer. I'll leave that down in the description too, where you can get that. And I use a hair atomizer, and I use the spritz to lock the hair fibers in. I already sprayed them with spritz right now, and like I said, this is better to use the hair fiber right when the spritz is right when the hair is still damp from the spritz, because it's gonna lock it, it's gonna seal it. And that's the key to using hair fibers and making them last, is to use a good holding spray or a good spritz. And stay tuned, I got some more stuff coming for y'all, so just bear with me. 2020, I told you we're gonna turn it up a notch, but I got something for you. But anyway, so using a good spritz is gonna help. Then you take the hair fiber from the hair atomizer and you just gently press the nozzle right here, right, until you get the look that you want. You don't have to press it hard because it disperses evenly. That's the good thing about a hair atomizer, right? And you see this hair. So now I already had the line up as sharp as it could be naturally, but once I use this hair fiber, man, look at it. Look at this lineup now. And I haven't even really just touched it yet. I just hit it right where it was supposed to be. And that little light spot that he had on this side, we filled it in. It looks natural. Everything look good. You see that? So all I'm doing, this is enhancement. Some people like it. Some people love it. Some people don't. Whatever. He liked it. People like it. They even actually pay for it. Picture that. They pay for it. So if you don't want to use it, fine. That means you don't want to get paid in my book. So anyway, so hair fibers help, and these hair fibers look natural. Look how natural that looks. You know what I mean? So hey, this is the new thing. I didn't invent it, but I use it. You know what I mean? Look at that lineup. That lineup is the difference between that side to this side. But don't you worry, we're going to get this side popping too. So we repeat the same steps. We squeeze it until we get the look we want. We just want to fill it in. We don't want to do too much. We want to make everything look neat, natural, the same. all the way across, right? That's what we want to do. And you see, that's what we did. That's the goal we're trying to achieve. And also, now I can come back with my trimmer again, and I can make everything as sharp as possible, straight as possible, neat as possible. That's what we want to do, and that's what we're gonna do. Now, you know, I always like for y'all to leave comments in my comment section. I like for y'all to tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. I really want y'all to grade me on this drop fade. Like I want to hear your opinion. What you think I could have did, what I didn't do. Tell me, don't tell me all negative stuff though. Some people get on there and they tell you all the negative stuff. You know, give me some positive too, if it is positive. I don't want you to make up nothing, but that's what it is. I like the feedback when it's constructive. You feel me? You know, 2020, we getting out our feelings. We soaking it all in to become better, right? And if any questions you have for me, leave them down in the comment section and I'll answer them. But yeah, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. You know how we do it. Until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. I'm out.